My name is Faith Nashipae, and this is my father's story. I am a mother, I'm a wife, and by profession I'm a counselor, psychologist. I am also a project management professional. I am currently the executive director of Thriving Families Kenya. I am also passionate about equipping men and empowering the boy child. Why? Because I believe that men are the epitome of God's image and likeness. And therefore, when they're not doing it right, when they are failing in their role, they're failing God's image. I also believe that our next generation, our seed, is trapped in the man and the boy child. And therefore, in equipping the man, in empowering the boy child, we are also taking care of our generations tomorrow. At Thriving Families Kenya, we are a psychosocial consultancy. We focus on offering counseling services, therapeutic services that are sustainable. We engage men in gender equality. We happen to be partners with the State Department of Gender Kenya. We are also the pioneers in Kenya of marking the International Men's Day. Why do I do this? I remember the first International Men's Day that we marked in Kenya. We had a few guests. We had some guests of up to around 30 people. And the senior most guest was my biggest role model in life, and that was my father. I have become, because my father walked a journey with me, and he has been the person who pushes me and tells me, this is the right way to go, please walk in it. Unfortunately, we lost him. He rested in 2019. But my walk has been a daughter and a girl of the dad. My father has been my encouragement, my biggest fan, my cheer squad. He's been there for me. He's been that man who pushes me to do things. And I remember when I was a young girl, and he discovered and nurtured the gift of singing in me. I love singing. I'm talented. I'm gifted in singing. So what my father would do is that when he's going for his missions, he was a missionary in his own capacity. And when he's going for missions, he would make sure that we work together. And you can imagine a young girl who's a small girl who's up to the height of his knees. And we are walking, and we would walk long distances actually, going for his missions. And he's been invited to do this, to preach in a certain church on a Sunday. And so before he preaches, he would confidently say that I came with an escort. And my escort is none other than my last daughter, and she has something to say. So I would fumble, and I would get my anxieties and everything, and then eventually I would stand up and say, praise the Lord. And I have a song, and so I would sing. And this went on, and in every family function, my father would push me to sing. He would push me to sing at cousins' weddings, at the burials, any event that was happening, and it happened that myself and my father were in the same environment. He always wanted to showcase this gift that the daughter has. And for him, he used to push me. And then at home, my father loved his guitar. He loved music. I always regret why I did not make it to record just one piece with him, because he had this marvelous deep voice. And so when I was growing up, my father had two guitars. He had a blue and a red guitar. And in the evening, my dad would take the guitar and he would start playing the guitar, and he would sing the gospel, he would sing the Golden Bells music songs, and we would sing along as a family. Times when my father was stressed out and he needed to chill out, we would notice that because he would come, lock himself in his bedroom and still do his guitar. I learned a lot from my father. I remember I was in boarding school, and most of the time he's the man who used to come and visit. Even when it's an impromptu visit during the week, and he would just come and say, I need to see my daughter. I was schooling in Kajiado, and therefore he would come all the way, and he would just to steal a chat with me and tell me how much he loves me and give me a big hug. This encouraged me. I remember when I was sitting for my KCPE, and Dad came to school, and on this day he came with a big card, and he told me, Faith, I believe in you. I believe in you, and I know that you're going to make it. Just give me your best. And that is what gave me the courage, and it gave me that motivation to sit for my exams, and I scored very well. After that, in my teenagehood, he's this person who was a serious disciplinarian. I remember at some point he found me on the road, and we were just having a chat and catching up with a former primary school friend who's we used to be buddies because we used to go home together and all that before I went to boarding school. And just a look of his eye, and I was okay. Now hell will break loose tonight. So I just excused myself and ran home before he got home. And when he got home, he didn't even have to ask for me, because he went to his bedroom, took his fan belt, and came and sat in the sitting room. Then he called my name, and I thought I'm going to be killed that day. But this is my kind of model. He listened to me. And this is a young girl who's excited that she's met her good friends and everything. And he asked me, what were you doing? Who taught you how to stand on the road with men? That is wrong. I'm sorry. I said 3 sorries, and he said, because you have said you're sorry, I have forgiven you, but I never want to see you standing on the road with a man again. That was my kind of disciplinarian. He was easy, but he sent the messages home. When I was a bit older and things were not working at some point in my marriage, Dad became this person that I would cling to. He became my strength when I was not having any strength to move on. And I remember at some point he would make sure that I am comfortable and I am easy, and he helped me get back my marriage. That's my kind of model. When I started Thriving Families Kenya, I went to him, and my father is someone who went to school at all the way to class 3, and therefore I took my business plan to him, and I told him, Dad, I have been telling you that I've left work, and I have resigned from work, and this is what I'll be doing. And he took my business profile and he read it through, and just like that, he started throwing to me ideas on marketing, and it was like a role. And he took my business plan and he stood in our living room at home in Ushago. And just like that, he stood like a prophet on the mountain, and he blessed my business. He declared his blessings like a prophet would do. And I was satisfied, and I knew it is done. I have the blessing from my father. And one thing that he said was, Faith, I am so happy that it is my daughter who's doing this, because many marriages need healing. So friends, I am excited to tell you about my father, because I wouldn't have been the girl that I am if my father had not played the right role of mentoring me, of showing me the direction, of encouraging me, of embracing me even when I was wrong, and of disciplining me. Above all, my father was my biggest intercessor. And therefore, when I lost my father, my one loss was that I lost my big intercessor and my big fan. Thank you so much.